Welcome to SKNIS Perspectives, an interactive program of the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service, aired weekly on this radio station.
Today,
if we don't do it today, we will regret it tomorrow.
St. Kitts and Nevis forges ahead with renewable energy with the groundbreaking of a 1 megawatt solar farm. I'm Ian Richards. Stay with us for Perspectives.
From time immemorial, for years without end, mankind has consciously opted to depend on fossil fuels, yes, non-renewable supplies, to provide us with energy to power our lives. From all directions, west, north, south and east, in all lands of the earth, we have relied on the beast of petroleum, coal, oil and natural gas to fuel the wherewithal for us to survive.
An excerpt of a poem called Let's Renew Our Energy. The poem was recited by Brensil Esdale Blake of the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College. The piece highlighted the dependence that economies around the world have on non-renewable sources of energy, which, according to experts, are expensive and can have negative impacts on the environment, including pollution and factors that contribute to global warming. An example of such can be seen in China, which has enjoyed rapid economic development over the past years, powered primarily by coal. But this development comes at a price, as the city is usually blanketed in a cloud of smog, as chronicled in this recent interview with the BBC.
It is indeed a big problem. If you can see the screen behind me, it's been like this for a number of days, and the government has reported that it's been 20 days like this this past month. So it's definitely a big problem, and the government is trying to do some short-term remedies that includes traffic control, that includes some of the industrial facilities shutting down. But as you mentioned, this is a longer-term problem that we have to deal with. And as you said earlier, that the coal industry and the energy industry is one of the biggest sectors when it comes to air emissions.
So, Shijao, do you think that the government at this point should take a critical step by putting a cap on the amount of coal that it burns?
That's something that's actually been in the government discussions for a while. But I think if we think about the energy industry perspective, the demand is very much there. So when you have a growing middle class that's asking for more goods and services, and oftentimes energy consumption goes up. So if we think about energy consumption growth in this country, even though it's the biggest consumer in the world, it still consumes on a per capita basis.
So can they expedite the switch, Shijao, to renewables?
Yes, that's something that's very much in the plan. It's already the biggest wind turbine market in the world, for example. It's building more nuclear units in anywhere else. But as I mentioned earlier, demand is there, and they have to come up with the supply somewhere. And the coal is the default fuel they can resort to. That's actually reliable. Everything else can grow as much as possible, but as long as the demand is there, coal needs to come in. Otherwise, there will be blackouts and unheated homes in the winter.
Yes, non-renewable energy, ladies and gentlemen, I say, has made and is making all humanity pay in very serious ways for refusing to see that renewable sources are what we must tap judiciously.
Authorities in China and in other developed countries are looking towards renewable energy. In 2012, the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management in Germany published a report dubbed Global Trends in Renewable Energy Investment. It indicated that global investment in renewable power and fuels increased 17% to a new record of $257 billion in 2011. Developing economies made up 35% of this total investment, compared to 65% for developed economies. The potential for solar energy saw total investment jump from 52% to $147 billion in 2011, reaching a figure almost twice as high as that in wind energy at $84 billion, which is down 12%.
This country is a modern country, and it is on the march to ensure that there is continued sustainable development of our state.
St. Kitts and Nevis is committed to a renewable energy development, as emphasized by Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Dr. Denzel Douglas.
The St. Kitts and Nevis government once again leads by example, because in all types of settings and in countless ways, we have been impressing upon our fellow nationals the importance of our families and businesses shifting from fossil fuels to renewable energy. And in order to add practical force to this general policy, we have provided duty-free access to renewable energy products. We have also shifted our energy reliance on such structures as government headquarters, our own IT center, the Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw Memorial Park in St. Paul's.
Solar-powered lights also illuminate sections of the island main road at Frigate Bay along the Kim Collins Highway, as well as the route between Sandy Point and Newton Ground, and there are additional plans for solar use.
You would recall the commitment of our government, together with the Republic of China and Taiwan, to ensure that the agritourism projects in the area of Sergiles will also be solar energy powered. We have committed to placing solar panels on our affordable housing to impact positively on the cost of electricity consumed by these affordable families.
While these initiatives are scheduled for the medium term, a new project launched last week is expected to bring more immediate benefits. Honourable Dr. Earl Assem Martin is the Minister responsible for energy.
It is a distinct honour and pleasure for me to be associated with this historic activity here today. The groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of 1 megawatt solar farm here at the Robert Bradshaw International Airport. This project here is a clear demonstration of the collaboration between the government of St. Kitts and Nevis and the Republic of China and Taiwan, the Sugar Diversification Foundation, and the St. Christopher Air and Support Authority, and SCELEC. With the government of both countries, along with SIDF and SCASPO contributing financially, and SCELEC providing technical support. Some 3,000 solar panels will be mounted at this site, made of monocrystalline solar cells on approximately 5 acres of land. These monocrystalline solar cells do have a conversion efficiency rate of above 18% and 25 years warranty on 80% of the minimum output. In other words, these are some of the best solar panels that we will find mounted here at the Robert Bradshaw International Airport.
The idea to implement this solar farm was birthed after discussion between Honourable Richard Skerritt, the Minister responsible for international transport, and the resident ambassador from the Republic of China, Taiwan, His Excellency Miguel Sao.
It was the ambassador who came up with this wonderful idea that as we sought to raise another in excess of $3 million to repair 25-year-old underground cables that light the SCASPA runway, the RLB airport runway, and which has been hanging on by threads, so to speak. And as we discussed with him, how could we work together to bring modern lighting and to finance the cost of redoing the underground cables, he came up with this brilliant idea of his country, his government, joint venturing with us on this project.
We are all keenly aware that renewable energy is globally a trendsetter. When all the countries around the world are facing the challenge of the carbon dioxide emission and climate change, it gives us an opportunity and immediate side to capitalize on renewable energy. As a resident ambassador of Taiwan to St. Kitts and Nevis, I'm proud that the Twin Island country is moving forward on the right track to a green country. I would like to underscore that Republic of China Taiwan is the second largest solar panel producer country around the world, and is also dubbed as the number 6 green technology competitive country as well. So we would like to share the cutting edge and the competitive advantage to our best and the strong diplomatic ally country, St. Kitts and Nevis. The project combines renewable energy with tourism, and I do believe in the very near future, we will bring it to fruition when the tourists and the locals fly in and out from the St. Kitts. The spelling "Welcome to SKB" will catch your attention from the airplane.
The use of solar energy means the energy cost at the R.L. Bradshaw International Airport will be reduced.
Our nation's air and seaports is now consuming some 960,000 kilowatt per hour of energy per year. And we also know that the solar farm being constructed here will produce 1.3 million kilowatt per hour per year. And I am told that this is a very conservative estimate, since these figures are assuming that we will only have 6 hours of sunlight per day. Beautiful sun-fed St. Kitts and Nevis has much more than 6 hours of sunlight per day. So we will get more out of this project.
It is going to save SCASPA in the region of $800,000 a year in our own energy costs. And it is going to help SCASPA to deal with a significant debt that has developed over the past several years as we invested very, very heavily in infrastructure and facilities much needed for the economic development of this country. So the question was asked at the start, why SCASPA? What will SCASPA do with the extra energy? The fact is that, not being a technical man myself, I'm going to leave that for the Minister of Energy to speak about. But basically, as I understand it, the 1 megawatt of energy will be going directly into the grid. And SCASPA will get credits, which will allow us to finance our annual requirement for energy, coming back from SCELEC. And I see the SCELEC financial director and chief executive officer squirming in their seats at the possibility of them losing revenue. But in fact, they will simply be able to produce some of their energy cheaper, and I think we will all be winners as a result.
The bid to construct the solar farm was won by Speedtech Energy Company Limited. The Taiwanese firm is familiar with the Federation, having assisted in the solar lighting project. Lucas Xu is the general manager.
From the beginning, we will invite around 30 local people with us to install this solar power farm. We'll have our own factory here very soon for maintenance and after-sales service. Of course, we will transfer our know-how to the local staff to let us together grow with the solar technology.
The factory is also expected to make solar panels that will be available for sale on the local, regional, and international market. The groundbreaking of the factory is expected sometime in the second quarter of the year. Solar technology is just one area of renewable energy targeted by government.
As a government, we do appreciate that the cost of electricity continues to be of great concern to all of our citizens. To that end, the Ministry of Energy, the Sugar Industry Diversification Foundation, and SCELEC are in discussions on how to form or how to bring relief can be delivered to our consumers, which would involve some form of renewable energy as part of our energy mix that might involve solar, wind, geothermal, or waste to energy, and also a component of conservation on the part of our consumer. We expect very shortly within SCELEC complete transformation and modernization of SCELEC. I said to SCELEC this afternoon, the challenge is for you to get the work started. The consumers are saying that they cannot wait any longer, and I challenge SCELEC to immediately roll out the end-to-end project that will involve the whole modernization of SCELEC, the billing system that will facilitate the feed-in tariff, the smart meters that will also facilitate the feed-in tariff, and also the modernization of the grid that will be able to make the grid operating at a more efficient cost and redound to a reduction in the cost of electricity for our consumers. The government recently provided duty-free concessions of renewable products to all the citizens of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And we want to commend the government for taking that bold decision. Because in the OECS region, St. Kitts is the only country thus far that has demonstrated that aspect of duty-free concessions in renewable energy. And I want to congratulate the government.
We are doing what we believe is absolutely necessary to move our country forward. We may not be doing it at a pace that we would have liked to do it because we've had some serious setbacks. But we are now on a path towards renewable energy to power this country, and we shall not look back once we've started.
It's high time we as one people begin to realize that it is simply economical, healthy, and wise to pursue and exploit without let up or fear other sources of energy that are neither polluting nor dear. Solar, wind, geothermal, and biofuels too exist in abundance, are clean, and can do. Our common sense, our purses, our future, our God insist and expect us to adopt this model going forward. Yes, this new paradigm we are embarking upon will see us instead rely on wind, water, and sun. We are going green now. It's about time, really. For green, not black or grey, best serves all humanity. So, as a young person, I'm delighted to see that we in the Federation, with our friends, the Taiwanese, have started well on the journey to green, renewable energy. It will be successful and productive, I promise. Trust me. Thank you.
CFB student Brensil Esdale Blake bringing a close to our program. And that's our program. If you would like to hear this edition again or any other program from this year, visit our new Facebook page or YouTube channel. Just run a quick search for SKNIS St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service on Facebook and the SKNIS on YouTube. A number of interesting information and video pieces can also be found on these accounts, so be sure to give them a view. I'm Ian Richards. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Perspectives.
We're pleased that you joined us for this edition of SKNIS Perspectives. Join us every week at this same time on this radio station.
This program is produced by the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.